everyone, welcome to Java tutorials. Topics for today's session is, first we have to know about the Java, creating classes and objects in Java, and how to create class and object, and next we learn command line arguments in Java. Java, initially developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems and released in 1995. Java is a computing platform for application development and object-oriented. Java is class-based because in the Java, everything must be specified within the class only. And it is also the concurrent programming language. It means multiple processes execute simultaneously. And Java is the platform independent, which means it can run in any platform and it can be free to access. Java is defined as simple, secure, robust, complete object-oriented and platform independent and high-level language. It is portable and multi-threaded technology which gives high performance. Object and class. An object in Java is the physical as well as the logical entity, whereas a class in Java is a logical entity only. An entity which has the state and behavior is known as an object. For example, chair, table, chalk piece, bike, pen, table, car, these all are the objects. And object can be the physical or logical, means tangible and intangible. The example for the intangible objects is the banking system. That is the intangible. And an object consists state, behavior and identity. Okay. State is represented by the state, or we also call these as the attributes. And it reflects the properties of the object. Okay. These can be, state can be represented by the attributes of the object. Those are the variables, or we call the fields in the class. Behaviors are represented by the methods. Okay. It reflects the response of an object with other objects. Identity is a unique name which is used to identify the object. This value of this identity cannot be visible to the external user. It is used internally by the Java Virtual Machine, that is the JVM, to identify each object uniquely. For example, if the pen is an object, then its name is Reynolds and its color is blue, known as its state. It is used to write, which is the behavior. So this is the method, and the write method is used for the writing with the help of Reynolds, and Reynolds, its color is blue. This is the state or property. For example, here identity, name of the for example dog. Okay, dog states, different states for the dog is the breed, color, different breeds of dogs, different colors, different age groups can be. For example, these three can be taken as the attributes, and those behaviors are bark, dog is bark, eat, sleep, bite. These all are the behaviors, can be specified as the methods. And objects, we know that object is the instance of a class, and a class is the template or blueprint from which objects are created. So we call the class is the blueprint for the object. So object is the instance of a class. What is the meaning of this? Instance means results of the class. So we define the object as an object is the real world entity. Some of the real world examples are pencil, apple, book, board, bag, chair, table, many more, which have the state and behavior. Those can be used as the objects in the Java programming language. An object is a runtime entity. Okay, and object is an entity which has state and behavior, and object is an instance of a class. Okay, one class can have many instances. Class, we call the class as the user defined data type, or class is a group of objects. Class is the group of objects which have common properties, and it is a template or blueprint from which objects are created. It is the logical entity, not the physical. It can't be physical. The object may be the logical or physical, but class is the only logical entity. It can't be the physical. And class is the collection of data and items. Entire this is the class. For example, this class is the dog, which has the different states, different attributes and different methods. Okay, collection of data items and function. Those data items are called the fields or variables, and functions are called the methods. Java is said to be true object-oriented programming language because without a class we cannot do anything in the Java. So we call the Java as the class-based programming language or true object-oriented programming language. So a class in the Java can contain fields, methods, constructors, blocks, nested classes and interfaces. For example, here we are taking the dog class. Dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4 are the different objects. And every object can share the properties of the class. Class dog. What are the properties? Every dog can have the breed, age, color. And its behaviors are bark, sleep, eat. But every dog can have its own attributes and its own behaviors. So, we can create many instances of the objects for the class. Creating the class. To create the class, we have to use the keyword class, which is the one of the keyword available in the Java. And a class defines the state and behavior. In the last slide, we know that class can have the states and behavior. State can be specified as the attributes and behavior can be specified as the methods. Okay, and we call those program components known as the class objects. And a class create objects and objects use methods to communicate between them. Okay, classes create the objects, but object uses those methods, behaviors. Those are specified with the help of methods. These methods can be used by the objects to communicate between them. Okay, and methods are just like the functions in other programming languages, just like in C, C++. The instance of the class is said to be object and class variable is said to be object. Okay, a class is a user defined data type and which is used to define the properties. Once the class is defined, we can create any number of variables of that type using the declaration. Those are called the objects. Okay, for example, syntax for the class is the class name. Class name may be the any identifier, any Java identifier. Extends, super class name. Okay, and within the brackets we have the variables or field declarations, methods declaration. Okay, everything inside these braces are the optionals. And here class name and super name are the any valid Java identifiers. And extends, this keyword is which indicates the properties of super class name are extended to the class name. Okay, this concept is using when we are implementing the inheritance. Okay, here for example, class name. Here I named the class as the my class, and this class is defined with the only variables, that is the A, which is assigned a variable 5. Here we didn't declare any methods. Okay. And in the last slide, we know every class can consist fields and methods. So how we declare the fields and methods? Fields are the variables which are defined in the class, which is the local variables to the class. Okay, and these are declared like the normal variables in the programming languages. Okay. Okay, the variables which are declared in the class are called the instance variables, and these are just declared as the local variables. So within the class we declared the variables. Those variables are the instance variables. The variables may be the local or instance or global. And next is the methods. How we declare the method? A class with only fields have the no life, because methods are used to communicate with the data members or variables. So such classes cannot respond to any messages. Without the class which has no methods cannot respond to the messages. Means the objects request the messages by the methods. If we have no methods in the class, so the class cannot respond. So we must add the methods which are useful for manipulating the data in the class. What is the data? Those are declared in the field declaration as the variables. Methods for a class are declared inside the body of class, but immediately after the declaration of the variables. Okay, these are declared within the body of the class, but where we declared immediately after the declaration of the variables. Method can be declared by using this syntax: type, method name, and in the brackets it consists the parameters list, parenthesis, and here brackets, open brace and close brace, it consists the method body. Okay, in the Java, method is like a function which is used to expose the behavior of an object. The advantage of using the method is the code reusability and code optimization. Okay, this declaration consists different parts. Here, method name. This is the name of the method. It is the any valid Java identifier. And this type is the any value of the method return type. Okay, it may be the any data type belongs to the Java, or it may be the void. Void is declared when this function method does not return any value. In those situations, type can be specified as the void. And this parameter list, which consists the list of parameters. Any list of parameters can be declared in the parameters list. Okay, and this contains the variable names and type of all the variables we want we want to send as the input. When no data input are required, we must use empty parenthesis. Okay, next, the body of the method, which describes the operations to be performed on the data. Okay, just like here, int sum is the method name, and int is the return type, and which has sum accepts the two parameters A and B, which are of type integers, int A and int B. and it consists some body, which is the variable c is equal to a plus b. Okay, here you have to declare the int c. Okay, a plus b. The parameters which it accepts, those are added and assigned to the variable c, and the result stored in the c can be returned. Okay, this is return where we call. This is the one of the example. Okay, in the last slide we know the instance variables. Okay, we have many different types of variables. Okay, a class can have different types of variables. That may be the local variables and instance variables and class variables. Local variables, the variables which are defined inside the methods, constructors or blocks are called the local variables, and these variables will be declared and initialized within the method, and these variables are destroyed when the method has completed. Okay, those can be only accessible within that body of the method only, or constructor or block only. Those can be created and destroyed. And instance variables. Instance variables are variables within the class but outside the method, means class variables. Okay, these are initialized when the class is instantiated. Okay, so we call these are the instance variables, and these can be accessed from inside any method. Within the method, declared variables are the local variables, but outside the method and within the class, declared variables are called the instance variables. Those variables can be accessed by all methods belongs to that class, constructor, blocks of that particular class. All these can access these instance variables. And these instance variables doesn't get memory at compile time, and it gets memory at runtime when an object or instance is created. Then only it occupies some memory in the memory. So these are instantiated when the object is created. So we call these variables as the instance variables. And class variables. Class variables are called the variables declared within a class but outside any method with the static keyword are called the class variables, and these can be accessed with the help, not with the objects. These can be accessed with class names. Okay, these class variables are created with the help of static keyword, and these are declared outside the class. These can be accessed with the class name. Those are called the class variables. These three different types of variables can contain within the class. And how to create the objects. Object means objects are the instances of the class. Okay, an object is a block of memory which contains space to store all the instance variables belongs to that object. Okay, so we need to create the object to block the sum of the memory in the memory area. And object is the software entity or software unit which combines the set of data with the set of operations to manipulate that data. Means which combines the variables and methods into single unit is called the single unit. Okay, so we call the object is the software unit which combines the data and operations into the single unit. A class is defined as type of object, which means each object belongs to some class, and object is also called the instance. Okay, so we call the objects as the class variables. And Java has the one of the operator, that is the new operator, which is used to create the objects. Okay, Java has the operator new, which is used to create the object. And creating an object is also referred as the instantiating an object. Okay, when we are creating the object, we have to first create the object and next instantiate. Then only it stores or allocates some memory in the memory area. So objects can be created like this: class name space object name. This is the declaring the object or creating the object. And object name is equal to new class name and parenthesis. This is called the instantiation. Then only it occupies the memory. Okay. The first statement here, the class name space object name, is to declare the variable which holds the object reference. And the second one, this second statement, object name is equal to new class name, actually assigns a object reference to the variable. Okay, this object reference can be assigned to the variable. For example, here a triangle is the class. TRI1 is the declaring the object. Just here declaring the try1 as the object. Okay, when it occupies the memory, when we use the new operator, try1 is equal to new triangle. Okay, it is called the instantiating the object. Okay, these two statements can be written in single statement like the triangle, try1 is equal to new triangle. Okay, within the single line, these statements can be written like this. Here another example, that is the dog class, which has the properties breed, which belongs to the string class. Which type of breed we have to specify. So we declare this as the string. Age is the integer, and color, blue, red, white, black, ash. These type of colors can be assigned. So this declared as a string. And these are the methods. The behaviors of the dog: barking, hungry, sleeping. These all are the behaviors of the dog. Okay. And accessing the class members. We are creating the class and creating the objects. But how to access? With the help of dot operator, we can access the class members. Okay, every object contains its own set of variables. We should assign values to these variables to use them in our program. Okay, we have to assign some variables. When we are outside the class, we cannot access the instance variables and methods directly. For that, we have to use the dot operator. Dot operator used to access the class member. Class members means that may be the variables or methods. Object name dot variable name is equal to some value. We are assigning. Okay, object name dot method name and parameters list. For example, here try1. In the previous slide, we are declared the try1 as the object which is of the type triangle. Okay, try1 dot length. For the triangle 1, we are assigning the 15 as its length. For the triangle 2, we are assigning the length as the 20. Okay, this is the method which belongs to triangle 1. Triangle 1 dot get data is passing the variables to variables 20 and 30. Which get data method is which takes the two integers as its parameter. So we have to pass the two variables. For example, here another class, public class, my class. No need to specify the public, but in some situations we have to specify the public. Okay, defaultly it takes the public. And here we are declared the one variables, that is the instance variable A, which is assigned with the 5. Okay, and public static void main. Actual program execution starts here, which consists the array which is of the string type. And here we are creating the objects. Objects created within the main class only. Okay, sorry, main method. Okay, next, my class is equal to my object. This is the class name, this is the object name, is equal to new my class. Within the single line, we are creating the object and instantiated. Okay, next, system.object.println my object dot a. Okay, my object is of the type of my class. Okay, that value is assigned to 5. So this is printed, its output is printed as the 5. This is the simple class. Here is the another example which is using the object and class. Class triangle. This which has the two instance variables. Int length comma width. These are the instance variable declared in the single line. And this triangle class has the get data method, which is taken as the integer int x and int y, which are for the two instance variables, which are used for instantiating the length and width. Okay, here. So the passing variable which is the first parameter is assigned to the length, and another variable that y is assigned to the y. So get data is the method which does not return any value because its return type is the void. So we declared this as the void, and we are passing the two integer variables and which are assigned to the length and width. Okay, next another method, that is the try area, which returns the integer as its return type or return. Okay, we are not passing any values here, so we are just empty the parameters list. Next, this is the int area, which is the local variable, which is this can be only accessible within this body only. Okay, and this area calculates the length into width by 2, which is used to calculate the triangle area, and the value stored in the area can be returned by this method. So return is the jumping statement which is returns the value where we are called this method. Okay, in the previous video we learnt about these jumping statements, and this class declaration is closed. Here it is open and this is the closed. So what is this class? This class is the triangle which have the two instance variables length and width, and two methods get data and try area. Get data method is used to instantiate these instance variables length and width. So we are passing the two integer variables because length and width are the two integers. So we are taken as the two parameters as the integer. And another method, that is a try area, which is used to manipulate, perform the operations on these variables, that is the length and width. So we are used the another method which returns the int. And get data method does not return any value, so we declared this as the void. So here it returns the int. Here another variable, that is the area, which calculates the length into width by 2. These are the instance variables, so these can be used within the classes. The get data is the within the class, means this is the open brace and this is the close brace. Between these, within the any methods we can use. Okay, and this x and y can be only used here only. And here area declared in the try area method, so area can be only this block only. Okay, this it calculates and stores into the area, and area can be returned when we are calling this method. Okay, and next we are creating the another class which contains the main method. So we call this as the main class. Okay, here I named a try area, public static void main. Okay, and this consists the arguments as a string argument, string array. Okay, here I declare the two variables, area1 and area2 as the integer variables, and try1, try2 as the true objects, creating the objects and instantiating with the help of new operator. And try1 dot length is equal to 20, try1 dot width is equal to 30. So we are defining the one triangle with the length 20 and width 30. Okay, so area 1 is calculated by using these two variables. So what is the formula for the calculating the area? Try 1 dot length into try 1 dot width by 2. Here we are using only variables. No, directly we are assigning the values and calculating. Here in these three, here we are not using any methods belongs to the class. In the next, for the try 2, this is the another object. It uses the get data method. Okay, try 2 dot get data method. So it calls this here. The cursor moves here. What it takes 2 integers as the parameter. So we have to pass the 2 values 10 and 20. 10 is the length and 15 is the width. So with length 10 and width 15, another triangle is created. Okay, and area 2 is the another variable which is calculating the try area of the triangle 2 by calling the try area method. The cursor went to here. In this method, it calculates for try 2, we are passed the values as the length and width as the 10 and 50. 10 is assigned to the length and 15 is assigned to the width. So, area is equal to length into 15. 10 into 15 by 2. And returns the value which it calculates. And return to the area 2 variable. Okay. And this also the integer variables. It returns this area. This is holds into the area 2. So, it prints area 1 which belongs to the triangle 1 and area 2 which belongs to the area 2. This is the accessing the methods. Here is these statements are the accessing the variables. And these 2 statements belongs to the creating the objects. This is the example of the program. Okay. And next we learn about the command line arguments. Okay, command line arguments is the arguments which are passed when we are running the Java program, which means the arguments which are passed at command is called the command line arguments. Generally we pass the arguments within the methods only. But here we are passing the arguments when we are running. Okay. In the Java, it can accept any number of arguments from the command line. Okay. The string array which is in the main method is used to hold these arguments. The arguments passed through the command line can be hold or stored within the string array within the main method. Okay. And the arguments are always stored as the string type only. And these are separated by the white spaces. It doesn't use any comma, semicolon, no any special operator. These arguments are separated by the white spaces. For example, here we are taking the one example, class. Class can be created with the help of class keyword, class CMD arguments, because it is using command line arguments and open brace, and this is the closing brace for this class. Within that we have to create the main method. Okay, public static void main. Okay, main is always the main is the public method, and it doesn't return any value to the called statement, and it always must be the static. Static means static method. Static method means no need to create the objects to this method. This method can be accessed directly by the class. So this main method, the actual execution starts from this method only, and it consists the string array which is the arguments, args. And here I am printing the command line arguments are. This is the print statement within the Java. Okay, next. And here using the for loop. Okay, and for each loop it is used to traverse the array elements. For each loop is used to traverse the array elements. This string array which holds the command line arguments. When we are passing the arguments at the command based, those are stored in this array. Those can be traversed with the help of for each loop. String, str, colon, arguments. Okay, here I am declared the another variable string and assigning the arguments array. Okay, and system.out.println str. The arguments passed to this are directly printed, and here for loop is closed and main method is closed and class is closed. Okay, it displays is to compile. This can be saved as the cmd args.java. Okay, to compile this program, we have to use the Java C cmd arguments, that is the class name .java. Okay, it creates the class name .class bytecode program. Okay, to run the program, to run Java command can be used. Okay, we have to convert this bytecode program into real machine. So we have to use the interpreter Java class name. Okay, when we are executing this, no output can be displayed. Okay, if you want to pass some arguments to run when we are running the program, okay, so we have to use the statement like Java main. So here you have to use the no main Java. Where we have to for which program you have to pass? You have to pass the cmd arguments. So class name is the cmd. Here you have to type the Java space cmd. Class name is args. Okay, and space apple space ball space cat. What are these? These are the arguments passing at the command line, and these apple, ball, cat are the three arguments which are stored in the args array. Okay, so when it takes these arguments, and these can be traversed by this for loop and displayed as the apple, ball, cat. This is the output for this program. Okay, this is the command line arguments. Means when we are passing the arguments at the command, means when we are running the program, the arguments are passed. Those type of arguments are called the command line arguments. And this is the another method which is checking the arguments length is greater than 0 or not. If that is greater than 0, then it checks the values belongs to that. Okay, this is the hello and main method. It is this statement: if args dot length greater than 0, we are checking the length function. Length method is used to check the length of the arguments. Then it prints the command line arguments are. Okay, next, and this is for each loop. This is to iterating the arguments array and printing these command line arguments. We are printing the statement. Here I am declared the s as the string variable. System.out.println yes and close. Else, if we doesn't pass any arguments, then else block can be executed and it displays no command line arguments are found. Okay, and close and close. Okay, for this you have to compile first Java C class name. What is the class name? Hello.java. And next we have to run Java hello. We didn't pass any arguments, so it executes the else block. So output will be the no command line arguments found. Okay, if we compile like this Java C hello.java, and it generates the class file, and next when we are running Java hello, I am passing the string arguments lion space dog space cat space elephant. I am passing some animal names, and output displayed as the when this argument's length. What is the length of this argument? 1, 2, 3, 4. So greater than 0. So the body of the if block can be executed. So first print statement, the command line arguments are. Next, what are the passed arguments? First we passed the lion, next dog, next cat, and next elephant. These are the passed arguments and these are displayed. Okay, this is the another example by checking the arguments length and displaying the command line arguments. In this summary, in this entire video, you learn about the what is the class and what is the object. Okay, object is the instance of the class and class is the group or collection of objects. Okay, we can create any number of objects for the class. Okay, class can be created with the help of class keyword. And objects can be created and instantiated with the help of new operator. And next is the command line arguments. The arguments which are passed at the command is called the command line arguments. Okay, these topics learn in this video. Thank you, one and all.